again, welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osayome Sale, and today I'm joined by my amazing co-anchors, Damilola Otubanjo. You can call her Milola, the Milola Glow. And Issy Ofodele.
Hey.
Our Secretary General.
Let me call it again, of ADCN, Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria.
We not go hear English again.
Please take me on. I would like to take some extra classes.
Oh,
my diction.
I will be happy to do that.
Yes, really.
Just let me know when.
I tried to go to a finishing school sometime, but I really could not find one that I find appropriate. Many of them are on the island.
Okay.
Maybe that
Now,
was one of the issues.
I can get anyone from the association to attend to you,
I'll be
or I
glad.
can do that myself, I'll be happy to do that.
I'll be glad. I like to have to speak the acquaintance.
By the way, I love
kidding.
my outfit today.
Yeah,
I'm just, everything
Glowing.
with Milola is a hit. The thing is, we do not even try the outfit. She just brings it and you zip pump. So I like to be.
When
now
you're
I'm thinking,
professional at something and you're good at it, all you just need to do is take a look, know a little bit of this and that, and before you know it, all you just do
but
is
with her, she
on
just
the
gets
way.
in my size. Like I don't have to try adjust.
Because your
That's
size
why
and
she's
my
a professional.
size are very, very close. So I
Oh,
never,
really?
Yeah.
We have the same
Okay.
size, so I know that it will sit perfectly on Annie.
This is, I love this. It's actually a two-piece. For those watching, just go on my Instagram after the show. I'm going to post. I really love this. This is so comfortable to wear.
And
But
it's
Milola, you're looking
beautiful
good
as
as well.
well.
Thank you, babe.
I love is this Adire?
Yes, this is Adire, and this is a two-piece as well.
And her hair looks like
Yeah, I was going to say that she made this hair all by herself
I did.
on YouTube.
Yes, so YouTube always got me.
DIY.
DIY. I'm too good with do it yourself. I guess that's why I do clothing. That's why I do skincare. That's why I do my makeup. That's why I do a lot of things myself.
And that means
I
you're quite
love this look
industrious as
actually.
well.
I didn't know we looked alike until you did
I
this
have this
hairstyle.
hair.
Oh yes,
You really
Japanese
have to
and
see this hair before you
Chinese.
realize our resemblance.
Is that why you've been loving me too much, coming too close?
Apparently, we share the same boundary where we come from.
From our Chinese
Yes,
roots.
so we have
No,
the lineage with the
no.
Chinese.
You said it earlier. You said it earlier.
You are
Chinese
I'm
and
You
Japanese.
are the royals and you are the-
Now, Nasabi, we'll be all right. All right, so today is an interesting conversation. It's our ladies' night out, and here's what we found as today's quote. Some people aren't really all that they post to be. Short and simple. So when you see people posting, they're not really all that they post to be. So how real are we these days, especially on social media? So I'd mentioned earlier is our ladies' night out, and Issy Milola Kome, our guest co-anchor, hopefully she gets here on time, and I are asking why there's so much pressure to post a perfect image online these days. And when we open our phone lines, we'll really love to hear what you have to say. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in the news.
Is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria?
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on PlusTvAfrica.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
You're still watching Ways. Now, International Overdose Awareness Day is the world's largest annual campaign to end overdose. Remember, without stigma, those who have died, and acknowledge the grief of the family and friends that they also left behind. It's time to also remember them. Time to also act as well. If you know anyone that is, currently abusing drugs, this is the time to act. Now, this Sober Day functions as a remembrance of more than 500,000 lives lost and a reminder of how far we have come in combating addiction across the world. Now, true awareness requires reflection on the crisis, origins, actions to mitigate its consequences, and idea to move us forward to overcome this opioid pandemic. Overdose has always been and will always be. We have great men like Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse, I think even Prince, Brenda Fassie, a lot of them. If you Google right now, you Google drug overdose, these names will come up as people, that had died. Whitney Houston, her daughter as well. Exactly. They've been traced to the overdose and use of drugs. So this is a very, very important day. Great people, we've lost great people, In Nigeria.
This stems from a lot of depression. And when you're trying to act on what you're feeling and you don't have a way out and you have so much pain within, look at all of them. Most of them are actually individuals that are well established, but within, deep down, they have so much pain.
In fact, that's why this conversation on
exactly,
on
I was going to go there, because you see all the glamour, you see everything, and you just want to be like them or be them. But at the end of the day, you're
find
not wearing
out that the shoes.
You do not know half of it. Let's not even look at the fact that the glamour it's depressing on its own, because they feel that people expect so much from them.
Wow.
So it's essential.
To do right by other people and
exactly.
to live a perfect life. Puts them under a lot of pressure that they can't even meet up with.
Exactly.
It forces them into a lot of depression.
Absolutely.
And into overdose and drugs.
Absolutely. Honestly,
Yes.
so our heart goes out to, and please, if you know anyone currently going through this, please, this is the time to actually reach out and talk to them.
Yeah.
It's not worth it losing your life. Honestly, it's not worth it.
It can be avoided.
And, funny thing is that from 2020 up until now, there have been reports of high use of drugs. High use of people
because
actually.
Of COVID.
Yes, and
COVID
a lot more people are on antidepressants. So it's not a joke.
It's because a lot of people are depressed. There is so much pain in the land, not just in Nigeria.
It's not, we can't call it depressed until it's diagnosed, but maybe you say overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, yes.
That's the right word.
And too many bad news.
So Isi, what did you find first in the news?
So in the news today, we talked about, we have the federal government stating that they have to peg or remove the benchmark on entry of individuals or children that are trying to get into the tertiary institution. So the headline caught my attention: institutions get nod to determine cutoff points for admission. So for me, what they also said is that the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has adopted the minimum cutoff marks for 2021 admissions sent by tertiary institutions. And this means that there will be no uniform cutoff marks for 2021 and 2022 admission process.
Why is that?
Because they decided that they would just want to do that. And they didn't really state the reason why, but they stated that they wanted the tertiary institutions to be in charge of it. And they also insisted that they would not allow the cutoff mark to go below 120 and for universities and 100 for polytechnics and for polytechnics and the colleges.
I was going to say that universities have always had separate cutoff marks, because I know that if you wanted to go into Unilag,
it was 200.
There was a specific number. If you wanted to go to Uniben, it was different.
Exactly.
Even if it's the same medicine.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it had always been different. So what's different about this one?
The difference now basically is about the general context, which is the federal government is no longer saying, okay, we will modify it, or we will be able to give you a leverage to determine it. But this time it's like they're giving them the free rein to do everything.
I think that should be the proper thing to do, if you ask me. All right, so Milola, what did you find for us in the news?
What I have in the news is a follow-up on our last week's story when we talk about Governor Obaseki of Edo State banning people from going into public
Saying
space.
he wants to ban. He has not banned yet.
Stating that people should not be allowed into banks, churches and halls if they do not present a COVID test, a vaccine certificate. Yeah, vaccine certificate. So in reaction to that, the federal government has said that has restrained Edo State from barring unvaccinated people from public places. It pretty much makes sense because I do not understand why one state will make a decision, even though their numbers are really, really high. You have to understand that has everyone been vaccinated first before you can then say why you want to bar people.
That was the conversation I had last week when I took this, because I was the one that took this story. I said something.
Oh yeah, it was you.
Before you even decide that you want to say, put a law like this, what is the
level?
Are there vaccines available? If
place.
every member of Edo State now, every citizen of Edo State say, you know what, I want to be vaccinated
right
today.
now,
do you have those vaccines available? So you can't just put the cart before the horse.
I guess
so I'm happy that somebody is actually
the government and this was a publication done today. That was yesterday actually. It was filed by Charles Osariton, a senior advocate of Nigeria, stating that the government is still doing a lot of research on that way and there is still need for them to hold on. It was actually at the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt that restrained the governor from taking or forcing residents of the state to take vaccine or prevent them from getting into public space without presenting a vaccine certificate. So I guess that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know why that is like. Anyways, that's the update on that news.
Well, it's good. We'll keep updating everyone as we get more of the story. But I wanted to just quickly mention, because I saw a video going around about our Super Eagles players being restrained from not exercising or training at a certain hotel in Lagos. Well, so they had booked a certain hotel in Lagos. They had so they wanted exclusivity. That's according to the backstory I now eventually heard, because I called the organizers of these, the ones that are camping the Super Eagles at the hotel. That these,
that's the story.
Yeah, that's the story. So the Super Eagles, they're supposed to be training there. So they said that this video that went, it's not like they were stopping the Super Eagles from training. Rather, there was just a minor misunderstanding. And the reason I'm actually taking this story is how we are so quick on social media when we see something, you know, now they have and this story, so when I called the organizers of the people camping the Super Eagles, what they said was, they had already informed the hotel that they wanted to be alone at the gym, just them. So when they now saw someone trying to come in, the person didn't even identify himself. Apparently he was like the manager of the hotel. He wanted to come into gym, but he didn't identify, so they restrained him. That was when all this drama now happened, and people now said they are trying to stop us from, just imagine, they say, stopping the team from training and all of that. It was nothing like this, you know, so I just needed to clear that. So we'll take a break now.
Fake news.
That's why we are talking about social media today. You know, we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
He suffered equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them.
If you don't talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 and they pay.
businesses in Africa can be very challenging. In Nigeria, it is particularly intimidating, and successful builders have learned how to navigate a hostile environment to unlock opportunities. But one major challenge businesses face is how to filter through the noise and identify where their ideal customers exist. Get insight and practical steps from industry players and captains of industries. Hear success stories to help you make informed decisions as you scale your business in Nigeria. Watch Business Insights at this time on PlusTvAfrica.
Welcome to The Breakfast.
A breakfast where we unbundle top and big stories of the day.
Is vaccine the only way out of this pandemic?
No, definitely not.
Many Ghanaians just want a peaceful election and they are hoping there will be no rigging.
There is nothing bad in borrowing for infrastructure. The minister added that he was impressed.
Please come and see yourself what we are doing with the money we are borrowing.
It's very important. The way we brand ourselves is the way people will carry us.
It's just the driver of the two vehicles that were completely born. This one was here screaming.
What do you recommend the government do to support this sector?
Direct intervention, that's what every government all over the world has done.
We are not a parallel security structure. A multiple core is a complementary core.
What I will not encourage Christians to do is to carry dagger and follow anybody. No.
Join us on The Breakfast, 7 a.m., Monday to Friday.
Thanks for staying with us. Now we have Kome, the beautiful Kome Osalo, live with us. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So what happened? Traffic, Lagos?
It's crazy, like jam lock for now. You know, it's closing hours now. I'm trying to get here. I wasn't against traffic, so...
So you look like a Barbie doll.
Oh, please go.
I'm gushing right now. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, so
thanks for having me.
Now, Burna Boy tweeted, and I quote, "I stay thanking God that real life is not Twitter or social media. I always win in real life. Always remember that." Now, social media websites are popular ways to stay in touch with friends and family, make new acquaintances, and promote hobbies or work. Facebook boasts of 2.7 billion monthly active users. Twitter has 330 million, and 1 billion people enjoy Instagram. Taken at face value, social media sites are about letting other people peek into the significant moments of people's life, as well as smaller day-to-day activities, from weddings to the coffee visit, or the coffee shop they just visited and the coffee that they ordered. People document everything on social media. But how honest are people when sharing on social media? Many people use photographs and posts to portray their lives in a positive light. They feel competitive and want to be seen as having a happy relationship, a thriving career, gifted children, adventurous hobbies, or world's cutest baby. Social media allows its members to curate their life by only opting to showcase their finest moment. It can leave a false impression with their friends and followers, which leaves more people feeling that they have to try to live up to the lives they falsely believe others are leading. So our question tonight is, how fake have we become online?
Very fake.
Please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Please, our phone callers, just hold on. We'll call to you in a bit. But I just wanted to, let me do the honors of, since Kome is our guest, let's do her the honors. Kome.
Well,
how
for me,
fake have you become? Yeah.
that topic, it's two ways for me, because I've seen a lot of people fake it and you make it. Do you understand? And now they're actually living the truth. Do you understand? They faked it all this time, but now they're actually living the dream and everything. And others are still struggling to fake it till they make it. So faking it till they make it, while others are just blatantly fake. Like there's no two ways about it. They're not even struggling to get to the other side of being real. Do you understand? So for me, it's two ways. It's like three ways. It's three ways. Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you.
Right now, whatever works for you.
But do you think, let me come to me, Lola. Do you think, because I feel that there's a lot of pressure.
Of course.
Right? And this pressure is pushing people to do anything just to make sure that they are out there. Do you think that is right for you to post or pose to be who you are not online?
Now, this is my time. I have a quote that says, nothing is either good or bad. Thinking is what makes it so. What do you think is what determines if being fake is good or bad? That there's pressure, absolutely. There's social media pressure. During we had a similar conversation around this when we talk about faking it till you make it. So when she mentioned that, was quite spot on. People fake life. I said then that pressure has left secondary school days, is now amongst we adults. The peer pressure we feel as adults is so real, and because people do not know who they are, they do not, the answer to who they are not. If you are Uwa, right, and you know you are Uwa, if anybody is calling Damilola, you are not likely to respond. But if you do not know who you are, any name that jumps around your ear, you'll be turning here and there. That is pretty much what is going on with social media. A lot of people have not identified with self, so there's a lot of pressure because they do not know who they are. So they pretend to be who they are not. And is it good or bad? That's for the people to decide. I'm really not in position to say, oh, it is bad, or I want to judge. I want to judge people, because then that puts us on the side of the judge and the jury. And we're not trying to judge people here. We're just trying to discuss issues, look at the societal ills, and see how some of these things has affected our lives either positively or negatively. So, really, so what do you think?
Let me come to you.
I'm not faking, I'm not telling them that it's right or wrong either. But we are going somewhere. It's all about perception. What are you trying to allow others perceive about you? So if I, for example, I want to be the best moderator, for example, or anchor, lead anchor, what will I do? I will keep posting what I want people to see about me. So it's about perception. And what they will think about whenever they see it is about, oh, I think she'll be a good moderator. I can invite her to come and do something for me. So it's all about perception. And when they post it online, that's the best way for you to publicize what you do in one way or the other. So it is about perception for me, what you want people to believe about you. Not faking it. However, some people actually go all the way to take it out of proportion.
I was going to come to that,
to take it out of proportion. And that is because they are trying to hide who they really are. In the course of you doing that, social media is like you have an avenue to fantasize and be what you cannot be in real life. You can be a Cinderella, you can be anything, basically anything you want to be in real life, in social media. But in actual fact, I mean, look at that picture you posted that was it was so on point. I mean, she was seated on a green chair. Meanwhile, what we can see is something else.
She's in a PJ.
She's in a PJ.
That's the PJ
She's in a PJ, and not just that, first class, She was living the dream. So it's all about perception for me. What do you want people to perceive about you?
Yeah.
That's what you're posting on social media.
Okay, so Kome, let me come back to you.
You haven't taken a position.
No, I'm the moderator. Good day, accurate time, Papa. Co-debaters. I am the moderator.
Let's have it.
I was going to come to Kome because you are out there, and honestly speaking, your page always inspires me. Not because, maybe because I have a personal relationship with you and I know how far you have built and grown your brand. I do not think you needed to fake anything to be where you are. Right? So why is that so? And why are we taking a stand that, well, it doesn't matter? Because there are people that have actually built from scratch and they are where they are. And today they can beat their chest to say, you know what, I've worked hard and I've grown. Because if we keep on encouraging people to say, oh, do what works for you, you can fake it and all of that, where do we now draw the line? Because some people have actually, I mean,
wrong value system.
Yes, it's not even only wrong value system. They've gotten to the point even of defrauding people. Some people have gone to commit suicide.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story now. I was saying that I will not mention Sha, but you see this guy that proposed to his girlfriend that they've broken up now. Do you know how many people that would have gone and they would have, you know, people actually commit suicide. People die just watching your page. Instagram, they say, is the biggest platform for envy.
Yes.
Instagram, hands down. So if you look at the statistics I read, the statistics I read about Twitter having 330 million, Facebook about whatever, Instagram has 1 billion active daily. So it's the biggest ground for envy and all of that. So when I hear you say that you have built, so why did you not fake it?
Okay, so the thing I always tell myself and my younger ones, I said, in all of this, what is your reality? You know your reality. You can only fake for so long, and people around you would expose you. If it's not your neighbors exposing you, it's like old school friends. Do you understand? Like, okay, let's take for instance, now everyone wants that perfect picture on Instagram. You're taking a picture, there are apps now for you to edit your jawline, edit your waist, edit your everything, but you're forgetting that you're going to an event that people will actually see the real you. So why do that? Do you understand?
If I was waiting for you to come, let me see this because I'm not seeing her in a while.
So you've done that on Instagram, and you're walking into a room where the Instagram people are there in real life. So you've only managed to deceive those that were in that event with you. But eventually you're going to take pictures with other people. And okay, you're taking pictures with a man now. Please, does he have any app to put your eye like this and put your waist like this? He will just post what is on it from his camera roll direct. And somebody will go to your Instagram and that other person is popular and bring that person's on, and it comes together and they're like, Auntie, where is that Beyonce shape? Where is this? Just
what I heard that was what I got.
Yeah, you end up looking. You end up looking.
They won't even take pictures. Do you know they don't even give you a chance to review your real self?
Yes. Especially makeup artists. Like when you go and like, oh, can I have a before and after? And like, don't dare.
I don't particularly like that.
Don't dare. Just make sure you take the after pictures. So I keep asking, what's your reality? You can only fake for so long. Do you understand? Like she said earlier, if I want you to perceive me a certain kind of way, like, okay, I want to go into the media, I'm trying to promote myself, I'm putting out my YouTube, I'm doing everything that will make that dream possible for me. And it eventually comes through and I'm living that dream. But you want to go into a certain life. You're not making any effort. You just want to remain in that faking circle, faking. How long? Till you're busted and your reality comes to light. Do you understand?
Another thing is, you know, some people also go into social media to be popular. So you can be popular negatively, you can be popular positively.
Like now they said all publicity is good publicity, bad or good.
Good or bad,
you're gaining
there is no
you're gaining followers.
Exactly.
Good or bad, you're gaining followers.
Exactly. So if you're going in to be popular, what are you going in to be popular about?
Okay, so come me, I want to ask you a question. I need you people to help me because now there's a huge pressure on girls. You have to be light-skinned. Now they get plenty.
Look at you. Are you dark-skinned?
Please, I'm the moderator. You have to be light-skinned. You have to have the perfect. Me, I say I will do Belesha. You have to do it. You have to have the perfect hourglass shape. You have to do all of that. Why is there so much pressure? Do you think this is coming from just normal pressure that I want to look good, or there's more to it?
Okay, the thing is that firstly, I think is you wanting to look good and feel good for yourself. Then, but when you hop on Instagram and you see that girl wearing the same dress you ordered for and she looks perfect, and you're like, oh, what is she doing? You heard, oh, there's a doctor somewhere that you would want to do it. You want to look like her. Maybe that would be you just saying, oh God, I want to just look good. I want to wear my dresses and they're banging. Do you understand? So it's crazy that some people go there and come out alive. Some people go there and the story is different. Do you understand?
Especially when you don't get the likes.
The thing is that whatever you want to do, do it for you.
Yourself.
Do it for you. Do you understand? Like, our graces and, like they say, your head is different. That you came to this world with. What works for her wouldn't work for you.
Absolutely.
So just do it.
Come,
for
everybody
you.
wants to be like you, you know that.
I have to follow her. How come I don't know? I need to check.
Please follow her on Instagram right now.
I'm just there.
Which kind of
I'm just there.
Don't be doing
Sister,
that.
have you seen all those other? Have you seen all those other girls? But the thing is that for me, I try not to feel pressured. At my own pace and at my own time, and it's always worked for me. So I'm never in a hurry or in a rush to whatever I'm ready to do.
I think where the pressure comes from is women to women. If you talk to men,
they don't care.
Exactly.
They are not even as bothered about the things that we get so caught up with. Just the way we women are wired the same way. We can connect with each other's pain. The same way we feel the same level of vanity.
Yes.
A man will tell you, you look beautiful without makeup. And he's not joking around. Now we say that he goes out and he sees another woman with makeup and he's drooling. It doesn't mean that he doesn't appreciate you without makeup. We need to get to a space in ourselves where we accept ourselves and love ourselves just the way we are. There is nothing wrong with looking good. There is nothing wrong with enhancing our beauty and making effort to be the best version of ourselves. Where we get it wrong is where we don't draw the line between unnecessary and undue pressure, where you become disgruntled with your own life just because you see someone put out a filtered image and you think that they become a standard for you. That is where we get it all wrong. Kome is beautiful. I can look at her and draw inspiration, but I don't want to be a Kome. I'm comfortable being Lola. I want to be the best version of myself. Women need to get to that space where they can love on themselves and accept that their flaws is beautiful just the way it is. We women actually are the one that put ourselves under that pressure. Wow. Yes, absolutely.
You know, there's something you said, and I will come to, maybe we're due for a break. We're due for a break, so when we come back, there was something you mentioned about, okay, you know what? Let's go on a break. My brain is touching right now. When we come back from the break, we'll open our phone line. Stay with us.
Moderator.
Right. If you just tune in, it's our ladies' night out, and we're asking how fake have we become online, and why are we pressured, right, to project a certain image? That's a question. Please let us hear what you have to remember. You can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Our phone line is now open as well. Please, when you call, send us call us on 070-2500-7749. That's 070-2500-49. Please turn off the volume of your television set and keep your conversation short so we can have more people calling. Thank you. So before we went on a break, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask a question about when you said women were the ones putting ourselves under undue pressure. Do you think that is coming from a place that we have a lot of women that are moving around with low self-esteem?
Absolutely.
You know, or this is just us being covetous, where
or just being women.
Just being women, right? Where you see someone and you look and say, no, I have to be this person. Where is the problem coming from?
It comes from, okay.
Nobody wants to be disregarded. Nobody wants to be disrespected. We all have this way of doing things in Nigeria, which stems from when we see someone, we size them up, we look at them, we check out what they're wearing, and get an idea of who they
place
are.
Some level of value on them.
Immediately, we've already put them on a pedestal. It can be high or it can be low. So it depends. For me, I think it's not about low self-esteem. It's about how people perceive you and how people treat you. So it's either you allow yourself to be maltreated or disrespected, or you now decide, okay, this person is like this, I don't think I should be like this, and try to, measure up.
Okay, let me take Peter from Benin. Thank you for calling, our first caller for the day. Thank you for calling, Peter.
Yeah.
Peter, are you there? I can hear you. You're
Yeah,
live.
I'm here. Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you for calling. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, excellent topic. But the truth of the matter is that the social media companies, they are not helping matters. Because it's big business on social media now. So the first intent or intention of anybody that is going on social media, please click on my like button and comment on my page. So now, the first intent of anybody going to social media is the financial and the income he or she is going to get from there. Likes of Ronaldo, Messi, social media, celebrities, they are making a big kill on social media now. And another thing again we must also understand is that these are the signs of time. A lot of people forget that the internet does not forget. Whatever goes into the internet remains there. So it's a matter of choice. What you decide to do, the future will finally to remain there. So it's not left for us as human beings to know when to draw the line. But in my summary take is that 90% of what we see on Instagram, on the social media, they are all fake. And because you have more likes, you make more money. So you are being forced to live a fake life to get finance and income from there. So where do we draw the line? Thank you very much.
That's very true. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter.
That's very true. The pressure for relevance, for exposure, the number of engagements you get,
publicity
helps people to climb very fast when it comes to influencing. And whether you realize it or not, especially for those of us that are in business, if I drop a post, for example, the quicker it gets likes, the faster it moves, and the more chances I get at making inquiries for sale. So now, you have to, the only thing I invest in is good quality film, you know, so I can get quality pictures out there. But aside of those of us that are in there for business, there are a lot of people that understand that they want to build influencing as a career or as a business. So they have to put up a lot of fakeness to their life in order to be able to gain popularity and publicity
and get
to become influencers. So that in itself is actually because of the way the algorithm is structured. Just like what Peter said, that is really spot on. Social media itself, Instagram has perpetually put people under pressure to put out content that are catchy and attractive for you to be able to get further with engagement. So that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of fitness.
Yeah, because that's very true, because I know a couple of people that have actually like called me up and be like, oh, do you want me to influence for your brand? And I'm like, I am my own model for my own clothing line. And she's like, no, I just want us to sign a fake contract. Do you understand? And put it out there so I can use you as a stepping stone. Then the moment people see that I am influencing for you, other people will want to call me. I'm like, is that how it works these days?
That is not, they don't even do nothing.
Is that how it
That's
works these days? So all these deals you see, some of them are so fake that they're signing contracts. They're so fake. Very few are actually real.
Una don't help me hit this nail on
Oh
my
God.
Because now we don't even know how to differentiate real or not.
And the thing is that, like we said earlier, she is projecting what she wants to be.
Exactly.
She's trying to get to that level, then it's stable. Then if she gets like 10 or 5 gigs and people are calling her, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, then it's real from there. But the beginning phase is like fake it till you make it. So that's her own line.
That's acceptable?
You understand? Well, I don't know.
We all decide.
Do you understand? Because sometimes when you really want something, you go for it.
I agree.
Do you understand? You go for it. So if that's her way of going for it, as long as she's not killing anyone to do that,
makes
let her
sense.
go
Like I
for
said,
it.
nothing is either good or bad. Thinking makes
They say everything is actually
permissible.
nothing means anything except the meaning that you give to it.
Absolutely.
Which is perception.
Do you understand? It is you that gives it a
like
meaning.
a friend of mine even told me, like, well, I'm not going to call the artist name, but I'm like, for them to go viral, for that song to hit #1, they kept on streaming like they got a room filled up with computers or phones and got like so many people. They just kept on streaming
Whoa.
to get to #1. And
Because
the guy
YouTube
eventually
only yes, because YouTube only
and now
understands
whatever
numbers.
he drops now, they don't even have to do that.
Exactly.
So they worked for that. So for me, like I told you,
That's
it's
another. It all depends on what your game plan
like,
is.
wait, we must blow. Everyone's screaming now.
We need
like
to
I
do
told
better.
you,
So I get you.
relevant.
I get you that, you know, I get that part when you talked about, you know,
The
faking
benefits of
the
faking it.
building and, you know, because there's a thin line, right? Drawing up, because now what is scary for me is that I can't differentiate what is true or not. I mean, I saw a skit the other day of Jim Ike, whether he kicking somebody. I said, well, I have a feeling that there's a movie called Bad Comments in the cinemas that people are not watching just yet.
Yeah.
So I am sure that Jim Ike did all of those things, because the bad comment in the movie is, I mean, it's like you made a comment on Instagram and they traced it to your house. So it's almost like reenacting what that movie was. So I felt it's maybe it's just trying to promote. So we can't even differentiate.
And just
yes.
just look at Kim and Kanye right now. They said they were going through a divorce.
And she appeared in a wedding dress.
In a wedding dress.
People are confusing
and now
us.
they say they are trying to work on their relationship. So was that divorce for the Donda album to just get to a certain point? I'm like, what's going on?
So there's motive and there's an agenda. What you're worried about, Uwa, that I see you concerned about is how many people get badly affected with this fakeness that we put out there. Without a doubt, a good number of people are damaged. But you know what? It's about time we start taking responsibility for our own salvation. We need to get beyond trying to hold other people responsible for our own inadequacies. A lot of the time, people blame other people for their own failures. It is what happens to you, you usually cannot control it, but you can control how you respond to what happened to you. Every time I go on social media, just like I said earlier on, people do not know who they are, so they answer to who they are not. Every time I go on social media and I see anything that inspires me, how do I use that? How do you use pressure? How do you use content? How do you use people that are probably faking it? And let me tell you another thing that is important. It is quick for us to assume that everybody that is living a good life are actually faking it.
Yeah.
People do not see you as you are. They see you as they are. A lot of people are very critical and very judgmental. They have a lot of pain, a lot of sadness in their life.
To push it on you.
And the moment they see you, they judge you and they condemn you.
That's why it's easier to believe
that your
the
life
lies
is,
than the truth about
They
someone.
assume that your life is not real. You see this beautiful woman, they think that she's fake.
More,
Now she's on camera. There's no filter.
There's no filter here.
And she looks as good as she does on Instagram. A lot of people will not even accept the reality of her realness.
Yes.
They will think that she's fake because they are very bitter people. So such people consume social media fakeness and use it to their own destruction. You can't hold everybody responsible.
But there's one boy, girl, I don't know how to call him.
Don't go there.
No, but that's no. But you see, I think if you ask me, people actually need to study Bobrisky. They need to study her
His
life,
strategy.
his life. You know, because he understands or she understands
He understands.
Please don't get it mixed up. Let's understand.
Auntie,
that.
please don't let them come for me on this table. He said she understands the language of social media and milking it so well. Because this guy, when he wanted to go and see his father, he dressed as a man.
Yes,
and when you see him on social media, he is a Barbie doll, you know? So he understands the man. So I think now, if you say that, because the question is, how fake have we become? We've become really
very fake.
You understand? But do we understand why we are fake? Because if I hear all of you correctly, it is, let us use it as a tool to project where we want to be.
Exactly.
But how many people understand that this is just a tool? And because some people actually soak in everything we do.
Because they are
I know how many people will reach out to me and all of that. They soak in everything.
And the pressure is real.
You get?
The pressure is real.
You just drink water small. They don't already say, what happened today? You know, some people actually follow. People are monitoring spirits online.
Absolutely.
They just follow every single thing. I've seen someone that a friend of mine, even to the restaurant where she went to eat, just to show that, yes, you know what, me self, whatever you can do, I can do. The person went to the same restaurant. You understand? If the person travels to this particular location, the person will travel. If the person is going to the person will go, you know.
So it's like a competition.
So
for
that's
the
my
person.
point. How? So is this?
And you will lose
for such people.
Exactly.
You will lose.
You have already failed. It's dead on arrival.
They have a low self-esteem.
So how do you differentiate?
For such people,
you have to accept that.
It's like, I want to live your life. If I want to live your life, anything you do, I will do. Anything you say, I will say. Whatever you wear, I will wear. Where you go, and I will make sure you get to know about it because I'll post it on social media. That person has a low self-esteem without any
help.
And any problem, because we have now that's, you know, when you have inferiority complex, basically what really happens to you is you look at this person and you say, hey, I wish. Do you understand?
God, when? That's
God,
the line.
when? You know? And that is where they get it wrong. Because it's not about that person's lifestyle. It's about your life. It's about you. And you can't project who you aren't. Because the moment you project who you are not, you now come out as fake.
Absolutely. Come on. So tell us, how can we help young people? Because this is actually not a conversation that we should just leave. You know, there are people that have not faked it. I get the part of packaging, which was what we talked about, social
last
climate,
time,
where you have to select the kinds of people you move with to social climb. I get that part of where you need to, because there are some brands that they will never speak to you, except they have the perception
of affluence
and everything. So if you look like the brand, they will reach out to say, you know what, come here, I want to do business with you. So where do we draw the line? How do we manage it? How do we balance it?
Self-awareness, self-control, love yourself more. Just self-awareness, basically, for me.
If you will ask me, I would say we need to educate the younger ones, especially to understand the dynamics of social media. It's not everything you see on social media you should believe. And you shouldn't just listen to everything based on what that person is, or whatever content that is being, you know, that's out there in social media.
Because
the most hostile platform we have, everybody knows, is Twitter, and it can shred somebody's self-esteem and shred somebody's confidence. Now,
well, me, I faked it before.
If an individual is able to understand that what they are saying doesn't make any difference, doesn't mean anything to them, it's just social media. It's their perception of what they want to say.
Well, I think I faked it some days ago because I made food. You understand? And I wanted to present it to look really nice, so I dressed it up. You know when you put your rice in those little plates and make it that mold?
You garnish.
That's presentation style.
Well,
that's garnishing.
As soon as someone asked, "How do you do portion control?" I'm like, "Yes, so I do." The moment I was done with that video, I loaded my plate, ate my food like this. But the pictures were good. They were good. And people were asking me, "What do you use?" I said, little moi bowl. Just buy it.
Now that's faking it.
But I knew in my heart that I had a big bowl of rice.
I mean, come on, that was just a portion. What they saw was just one spoonful.
How about you?
I don't know. I'm a bit very real, even though I say so. I don't know how to be fake. Presentation, yes, you can always put yourself out there properly. But trying to be what I'm not, I struggle to be like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at it.
So it's the same thing.
Why don't you ask?
I want to respond. I want to respond to what do we do about this societal heel?
Yes.
Because whether we realize it or not, we have a big problem on our hands.
Absolutely.
And we should not just talk about it. We should always try and put out a solution.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. First, we need to understand how did we get here? Programming, content.
Yes.
There is need for advocacy. There is need for awareness. There is need for enlightenment. Those of us that have become, we've made it from faking it. Let's try and form a coalition and put up a force to let people know that there's a downside to this thing if you do not understand. If you take everything you see on social media in, hook, line, and sinker, you're going to go down the wrong path very quickly and you're going to be destroyed. And because we should not just be like, I don't care what happens to you. Whatever happens at the national level affects us all. Some of us can have the comfort of a good car, but there are hoodlums on the streets.
Oh, yes.
And they would attack you. So let's take societal heal as a collective responsibility and start to put content out there. That just the way they put out content for rape, it went really, really viral. Everybody lent a voice and raised a placard. Let's start to address these issues around living a fake life, because a lot of people are getting destroyed, whether we realize it or not, whether we're able to sift through the shaft.
See, that is a tough thing to actually manage. You know why? It's actually deeper than we can even exhaust in this conversation. I'll say why. If I pulled up in I have a small jalopy car that I used to run around. If I'm in traffic, nobody comes to knock on my window to say, give me money. But let me drive an SUV. Like you have like 5 people, this one will knock, this one will come and knock.
I'm talking about on social media.
Wait now. I'm going somewhere.
Even in real life, their perceptions is...
I'm going somewhere. So now, the perception that people have of other people, right, is you are not worthy to be spoken to except you are in a particular class. That is what is also being seen on social media. Exactly. And that's why you will see nobody will ever put up a picture that is not filtered. And unfiltered, they would have edited everything. And then
they will say filter for what?
That's
the one that kills me.
They'll say, I woke up like I woke up
you have to stay
no
still. Like what?
Nobody will buy your cream because they want to sell cream.
Yeah, and that is another painful thing. Because you see a naturally light-skinned girl, possibly mixed race, selling cream and saying that's what gave her that complexion.
That is a big lie. So wait, let me comment. This thing you said, you hit another one. These people that are advertising soap, I will not call their brand because they know themselves. The people advertising soap that used to bring all those supermodels, they will go and bring half cast, Lillian Back, bring all of them, and tell you that it is that soap that is making them look good.
That's advertising.
But that is not. In the US, there was a particular ad I remember clearly that L'Oreal did. They used what's his name, Pretty Woman. They used her.
Julia Roberts.
No, Julia Roberts. I think it was Julia Roberts they used. The cream was supposed to take out wrinkles
and bags.
So they filtered that. If you see the way they backlash, that you do not try that. You are deceiving people. So you understand, this is far back. And this is what we have seen now on social media. Somebody wants to sell cream. You go and use filter that shows that all the knuckles as in the, this plantain that bolly, that all the knuckles
that one
are
that's pinning you.
No.
If it's filtering, it's fine. It's another one that beats me is the before and after that goes through severe editing. So in this business, someone took my picture and posted it. A customer of mine saw it and brought it to my attention and said, Damilola, me on another vendor's page, put my picture and put my feedback that I said this about our product. I mean, there are so many things that go on social media that you would be shocked. The only reason why we get some of this feedback is because we're actually on the front runner of running business. A lot of fakeness are going on social media.
Absolutely.
So we have to, so for me, it is just deeper than all of this conversation.
So how do you reckon we go about managing this societal heal?
That's my point. So we have to go back to accepting that it's not everybody that can be a comment. It's not everybody that can be rich. It's not everybody that can be...
Self-acceptance.
Everybody must accept at the stage of growth where they are. Do you understand? This is where I am at. And I am growing quietly. Then also, for us that have made it, where we don't blow, come here. When we come to you, please lift us up. Because it's also important that if you support a nobody, a diamond in the rough, that nobody knew them from anywhere.
It
also gives hope to somebody that, okay, I don't really need to fake it. Let me just build on my craft, and one day somebody would also
notice my
discover
efforts.
me.
Without a doubt.
I think that's where we should all probably leave the conversation.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
I totally agree with you.
Makes sense.
So,
been an amazing evening.
I think so too.
Well done.
Sorry we can't take your messages tonight. We have run out of time. But thank you, Kome. I hope you come back again.
Sure.
So tell us, what are you doing quickly?
Right now, okay, still a fashion designer, and I'm a spokesperson for a real estate company right now. So
awesome.
Nice.
We are hoping that they will bring you officially.
Of course. We'll talk to them.
Officially, she's the face of a real estate brand.
Okay.
My sister is doing big things. Don't worry. I'll come and hold your bag as your PA. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Milola.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Issy. We had an amazing conversation.
Beautiful.
All right, so thank you to everyone that tried to send us messages and calls. Thank you so much. Before we go, to ensure you follow us on Instagram. It's at WishYouAfrica. In fact, now start to haunt you people. Follow us.
Like us and comment.
Like us and comment. We are planning a giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the waistband and watching the show. So keep the conversation going and follow us on social media now. It's at WishYouAfrica. So if you missed today's quote, here it is again. It's a very short and simple quote. Some people aren't really all that they post to be. Please let this quote sink in very well.
Let's be guided.
Be guided and don't be in a hurry
don't
to
believe
go and
everything
kill your
you say.
husband that he's not buying you Lamborghini because Chioma got a Porsche.
Assurance.
Oh, yes.
She got assurance, but assurance has
expired.
You already know. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
Ciao.
Hello and welcome. It's Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Nimasa This Week is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Statutorily mandated to ensure that there is regulation and promotion of matters affecting our waters. NIMASA bears responsibility for search and rescue, shipping development and ship registration,